Hello! So a lot of people asked to see my classroom and to see how I'm doing after the hike. So I decided to make one video. I'm not gonna post tons of videos about my regular life because frankly, nobody cares, or just very few people care. But I'll make one video about my adjustment to real life and I'll show you my classroom. Today is my first day back setting things up, and I'm always super overwhelmed the first day because it just seems like you're never gonna finish. This year is particularly stressful. Could have kept hiking because they've been doing construction on the outside of my room and like painting on the outside of my room, which means I haven't been allowed inside my room. And I know it's all for like liability stuff because they're not even coming into my room at all. But basically I have one day to set up my classroom, and then we're doing meetings and stuff, and then somehow I magically need to get my classroom ready. But it's still been good that I got back early because I could kind of just like wind down, and I definitely have way more time to set up my actual house, so that part's nice. But yeah, I'll show you one quick look of the before for my classroom, and then I'll show you one after when I hopefully actually have everything ready. Most years I like change up a lot and I just don't have the time for that, so it'll be small changes, but yeah. So this is what the classroom looks like right now. So all the desks in the middle because they've all been cleaned. All my technology is disconnected, so I have to figure out how to do that. I have tables here that got moved and stuff just thrown out here, so I'll have to put that back in. And yeah, this is what it looks like. My sub did not completely destroy my room, so that is great, but I definitely still have a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, this is my favorite part of my room, and I luckily don't have to do anything to it, so I have like a forest-mountain theme. Surprise, surprise. But I made these curtains, and behind the curtains I have mountains! And then I also really like this. We have growth mindset, which means you aren't fixed in your ways, so the power of yet. So I went for what does the fox say? The fox says yet. As far as other adjustments, so far it's been going pretty well. I definitely still get hungry a lot, but it's not too bad. It's getting better. The first few days I was just like starving all the time. And now I still need to snack, but like as long as I eat like small snacks, low calorie snacks, then like my body's okay with it. So I think I'm back in the routine of eating like 2,000 calories a day. Probably gained some weight, but oh well. I had only lost like 5 pounds, but I do have a lot more muscle. The other weird thing, and I'm finally over it, is I was getting car sick like every time I got into the car as a passenger, like not even like getting car sick, but like the second the car would just start, my stomach would just be like, ooh. Like it was not used to going faster than a walking pace anymore. So yeah, but that lasted about a week and now I'm fine again. Let's see, any other adjustments? Still waking up early, but I'm sleeping in till like 6:30 sometimes. I'm going to bed late, which is the problem. Like I'm just getting less sleep. Like I'm going to bed at a regular hour and then I'm waking up at a regular hiking hour, but I guess I'm not doing as much, so I don't need as much energy, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, otherwise I'm adjusted, although I haven't had to work for real yet, so it might be still a hard adjustment for that. But yeah, I'm so proud of myself. I just fixed the printer by myself without the tech people. Oh yeah. And it was a software issue, not a hardware issue, so it was actually hard. Part of teacher life that people don't know. We spend a long time cutting out laminate. My favorite. It's not. So I'm setting up my classroom after the dentist. So you can probably tell that I'm talking weird. And it's because I just have my mouth numbed because we had to do a deep cleaning because of all the hiking and like my the gums were bad or something. So I just want to lie down and sleep and not, because I hate the like, no, like I can't feel any of this. I can't even feel my nose. My nose is numb. But I don't have time for that. I'm gonna set up my classroom while I can't feel my mouth. So yay. Here's a fun thing in my classroom. This is our class pet snake, Ember. I got her at like 3 months old last year. She is so much bigger. One of my teacher friends who also has snakes at home took care of her for me. Snakes are super easy to take care of. Like, they only need to eat once a week. You just change their water, and because they only eat once a week, they only poop once a week. So all this like bedding and stuff doesn't need to get changed except for like once a month if you do spot cleaning. But anyways, she is super chill. She's literally never bitten anyone. She lets the kids hold her. She's actually, like, as far as corn snakes go, she is super lazy. Sometimes I have to like poke her because she'll just like fall asleep on your hand and you're like, is she dead? Like I've even like picked her up before when she was sleeping and she just like didn't wake up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Ember has died. She's dead now. But no, she's just a super deep sleeper and just like couldn't care less that humans hold her. She is a reverse Okatee corn snake. And yeah, I think if you have like kids that want a pet, I know a lot of people don't like snakes, but I super recommend snakes. They're even easier than like fish. They are like the easiest pet by far, as long as you have a good setup. Alrighty, it's not 100% done, but it's mostly done. A lot of stuff stayed the same, and I added a welcome tree with students' names on it. It's a minimalist tree. And yeah, desks are set up. We're having a welcome-meet the teacher day tomorrow. But yeah, I'm pretty much adjusted and doing great. Fitness update. I did run a mile to see how fast I would go, and I was annoyed because it wasn't as fast as I thought it would be. So I ran a mile in 7 minutes and like 40 seconds, which is slow. Like, when I'm in good shape, I can beat 7 minutes. So I was a little annoyed at that. But the good news is I can just run forever if I'm at a jogging pace. Like, if I would just do like a warm-up jog, I wouldn't even be breathing hard. But then I guess I'm not super fast when running fast. I have been playing Ultimate Frisbee, which is the sport that I play, and I'm doing okay. I'm not that slow. I thought I would be really slow, and I'm not as slow as I thought I would be. I can keep up with other people, and I definitely have good cardio. But surprisingly, it's actually my muscles that are the problem. I don't have very much endurance for sprinting, so eventually my hamstrings are just like, you need to stop right now or you're gonna pull a hamstring, and then I have to stop. So yeah, I think I just get more tired after sprinting, because I think when you're walking, you're probably not using your hamstrings as much, and when you're sprinting, you're really using your hamstrings a lot. So that's the main difference. But I don't know, I haven't noticed anything as far as like post-trail depression or anything like that. There was like a few days where it wasn't like sad feeling, but I sort of had this feeling of like, oh, I didn't accomplish anything today. Like, today was just an average day. And then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, that's not really true. And I just had to sort of like think to myself, like, okay, like what I didn't have today is I didn't have a sense of accomplishment of accomplishing something hard. Because usually when I do a hike, like I would hike up a mountain and be like, yes, I accomplished this thing. So I definitely had to like kind of reframe a little bit and be like, no, you still had a good day just because you didn't accomplish some big thing. But that was honestly just like maybe 2 or 3 days where I sort of had to kind of like a blah feeling. Besides that, I just sort of feel totally adjusted. Maybe I wasn't out there long enough, or, I mean, I think the fact that I just immediately had to start working in my classroom definitely helped. Like, I have a sense of purpose. Like, I have something I need to do, versus I think it would be harder if you are looking for a new job, you currently don't have a job, I think it would be harder to kind of find that motivation, and I think the adjustment would be harder. But yeah, I'm kind of signing out. I guess I'll update if I ever go on another backpacking trip, which I totally will. But I probably won't do anything huge until next summer when I'm planning on doing NorCal. People keep asking for like a Q&A, and I don't know. I don't know if there's enough interest for that. So I guess if you have questions, ask them in the comments for this video and I'll answer them. But I don't think I'm gonna like make a Q&A video or anything. So anyways, peace out.